Dive deep into the legends that ignite. Cracking cans cast where the legends roam. Explore the mystery, feel right at home. Bearded voices share a tale so grand. Join the adventure, take a stand. Ow!
What's going on, crackheads? Welcome back to another episode of the Cracking Cans Cast, the podcast where we crack open a cold one and dive into the weird, the haunted, and the straight up cursed. I'm one half of the crack. I don't know. I fucked up already. I am one half of your bearded duo.
Bearded duo.
Corey, with an E. Sitting over here, Mike. What letter you want to go with today?
I'll go with a P.
Mike with a P.
Silent P.
Silent P.
P-M-I-C.
And we got another episode for you guys.
Another episode. Getting back into our favorite state in the continental U.S.
What?
West Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, I don't know what my...
What? And as far as this podcast goes, it's our favorite
Oh,
state.
yeah, podcast goes. Okay.
Yeah. It's our favorite state. It's the only state we love together.
Yeah, and we love to...
Maybe poke fun.
Yeah, poke. Not make.
Yeah.
I was going to say make fun, but
No, we poke fun.
We poke.
People get offended, though.
They do.
And that's okay.
Yeah, is what it
It's all
is.
right. Yeah. You can call us just stupid hicks from Pennsylvania. That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, I ain't going to argue.
Yeah.
Can argue with you.
But yeah. So we are getting into West Virginia and diving into one of their crazy legends. But before we do that, listen, stop, take a second, pause this, give us that 5-star review on whatever you're listening to on us, whatever you're listening to us on. That is the best way to help us grow. The best way. Also, go tell your friends about us. Mostly me.
There's other ways you can help us grow,
There
too,
is.
but we talk about them like the late night show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what you're talking about with the late night show.
That's okay.
Does it involve feet?
Yeah, some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now.
If you're into that. Let's get a word from our sponsors.
All right, our sponsor's Fluffer Nutter, since Corey's the world's biggest fluffer. We've learned in the past couple episodes.
Yeah, well, I'm going back to jelly. So
We're taking a poll. So we
yeah.
will be taking a poll. By the next episode, we'll know the answer if you're going to be back to jelly, or you have to respect the poll.
Yeah, you're right. I respect the poll 100%.
Yeah, you got it.
If it's in a poll, it's the way of life.
Yeah, so we'll respect the poll. We'll see if you're fluff. Man, I hope you're fluff. I'm going to make like 600 alternate accounts just to make sure you're fluff.
Shit. That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, it's all good. So the peanut butter and fluff back today with another beer from Rusty Rail Brewing Company.
Which we've done.
Done a decent amount.
We've done a bunch from them.
Yeah, we've done a decent. Located Central PA, Mifflinburg. I'm not going to get too much into the brewery because we've done it so many times. But specifically, we're drinking the beer called Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, I like.
You say it like that, and I say it just like, nice. You know? It's nothing wrong either way.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very nice. Nice.
Nice.
So we're drinking some Nice today, which is a West Coast IPA. It is my favorite beer that Rusty Rail has to offer, at least that I've had. I like this a little bit more than Fog Monster, which I also like Fog Monster, but I'd like this one a little bit more. But this is a clear, crisp, and bright West Coast IPA. Provides a smooth and precise bitterness, followed by notes of citrus, tropical fruits, and just, ready? A touch of pine. A touch of pine. So for my beer tie-in today, right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is this Monster Green?
That'd be good, wouldn't it? So here's the thing. He's the Grafton Monster, right? This big honking thing. No head. He gets a bad rap. He's done nothing to nobody. And I'll get into it later because I get mad about this later. There are people that make him accusations that he eats local deer and just there's no facts to any of this. There's none of it. You know why? He's nice.
I was going to guess that.
He's nice.
Mm-hmm. He's very nice.
Very nice. Or nice. I think he's a nice guy. It kind of, there's just a lot of stuff that I feel like, and a lot of stuff is in the years after the original Grafton stuff that all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, he mutilated a deer and just strung it all over the place. It's like, oh, okay. Or since there's been no sightings of him for the past 20 years, maybe it could just be anything else that lives in that woods.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
On a meter from 0 to champ, where's this guy stand?
Champ's the nicest.
Oh, yeah, I think.
This guy?
Yeah.
8?
Damn.
Yeah, he's a
All
nice
right.
dude.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I could be way off. Let's just make that perfectly clear. I could be way off. But I think he'd give me a hug. Let's cheers to this, brewski. 'Cause we haven't done that yet. Yeah, I don't got much to say. I like it. It's got the citrus. It's got the pine.
It's the West Coast. You taste the West Coast style.
You do. It's good. It's just a very well done. It's not gonna like blow your socks off or anything. It's just a really well done West Coast
Like
IPA.
nothing is over the top in it,
No.
which makes it really good.
Yeah, so I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Like you get the hops, folks. So those that like the hops, you get it.
It made me want to jump
Get it?
a little bit.
Because it's 69 IBUs.
Well, I did forget, and it's what is it? Is it 6.9?
6.9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to add that in.
I
Yes,
got
it's
you.
Just under 7%er. That's funny. I didn't realize the IBUs and the alcohol percentage were basically like the same thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
6.9 and 69. No wonder I like this beer so much.
Yeah, very nice. I'm too stuffy. I can't like do the. I just sound like a fucking pig over here. Yeah, just snotting all over the place.
Nice.
Yeah, nice, nice.
So with that,
Let's go there.
let's get into this big headless bastard.
But before we do,
before we go there, we got sauces.
sauces. We back to the sauces.
Sauces.
Yeah, baby.
3 main sources I use: skepticalinquirer.org, which was an unbelievably awesome article, Cryptid Wiki, and AppalachianHistorian.org.
Ooh, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, they're good. So now you got me thinking a little bit before I get in the episode. What would you put the closest that we've done an episode on? What would you put the closest to champ on like a scale? I have a couple ideas in my head where I would go. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
What's your answer?
I don't got anybody.
You don't have anybody. We've done this is our 89th episode. You can't think of anybody that you would think is number 2 to champ. Do you want to hear my 2?
Yeah.
All right. So I got the Enfield Monster. That's just like a little goofy little 3-legged thing that runs through the woods.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a kangaroo. And the Skunk Ape.
Oh, skunk ape.
So Skunk Ape's super like docile. Just it's more like a trash panda than it is a aggressive Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That was the 2 I thought of.
I feel like Lizard Man wasn't really.
Nah, Lizard
What did
Man
he do?
tried to eat cars.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that a friend.
He might have just been playing.
I don't know. He might have left big giant gashes in cars.
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining that he's friendly after he does that.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get into this episode.
Let's go.
We'll get into the town of Grafton. It's a small town located in Taylor County, which is also the county seat. So
I know you always like to figure out like how close is it to where. Point Pleasant.
I didn't even look.
Oh, usually you.
Yeah, I usually do look, but I
right.
don't know why. I feel like this one's like so far. I actually think it's really far from Point Pleasant. I think it's on the other side of the state. But I just feel like these 2 creatures, they're just so not even close, like Mothman and this guy, that I just didn't even bother. As of 2020, it had a small population of around 4,700 people. Best known not for the Grafton Monster, but being the birthplace for this holiday. Take a guess.
Labor Day.
Mother's Day,
Oh.
which that's a pretty cool claim to fame.
Yeah.
Also, this town was a huge player during the Civil War. So that's kind of a downer, I guess. Too,
Yeah.
in that way.
So like made Mother's Day to try to like make some amends.
Yeah, I don't know what came first. I guess it probably was the Civil War.
I
don't know. Yeah, I probably should have looked that up.
Came
too.
first, chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the reason this was such a big area for the Civil War is because this was a huge railroad hub. So you had like everything that would connected Baltimore and everything east connected to Ohio to the west. They all kind of merged together at this like one spot. So at different points during the war, this was held by both the Confederates and the Union. Like they fought heavily over this area to have control of the railroad. And over time, much like a lot of other towns in Appalachia, the money left, and it's nowhere near what it was 100 years ago. Because at one point, this place was booming. When the railroad was going through there, there were developers coming in there, wanted to start businesses because of having this hub. And when the railroad kind of went away, they just all left. And nobody was like, well, we'll try and make this work. Nah, we'll just go somewhere else. Go somewhere where it's easier. It's already set up. We'll just do that. But that's okay because there are two things that they can never, ever take from this town. Mother's Day, of course, because they have a huge shrine there for Mother's Day in this town.
Does it have a butt? Like the Mothman statue?
No, it's not like a big woman. It's just like a shrine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Well,
not like a big statue of a mother.
I think they should,
I agree.
yeah.
Because, that'd be kind of hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're also known for the headless beast that is the Grafton Monster. So we're going to get into the original sighting and really the only major sighting of this creature. There's basically one sighting.
Okay.
That kind of stinks, but it's cool because he's tied in with the story for years to come. So just after 11 p.m. on a humid June night in 1964, the town of Grafton had already settled into silence. The presses at the local newspaper were off, and along a dark, winding stretch of road along the Tigert Valley River, Robert Cockrell.
Cockerel?
Yeah, and I actually have in my notes to pause because when I said cockerel, I know you would.
All right. I'm keeping it together.
You don't have to.
All right. I'm just thinking like a Tootsie Roll.
Cockerel.
Yeah.
Cockrell.
Cockerel.
R-E-L-L. So I guess it'd be rel.
Cockerel.
I don't know. I have a hard time with this word. It just doesn't have a good ring to it.
Dude, I hate words.
Cockrell.
Fuck words.
Cock.
Just make it whatever you want, dude. That's what we did when we made English.
Well, that's true. Who was a writer for the Grafton Sentinel, was heading home after a long day of work. And he would soon see something that would etch its way into Appalachia folklore for generations. As he headed home, following the curvy road on Riverside Drive, what we now know as Yates Avenue, that's when his headlights swept across something that didn't belong. And when I say it didn't belong, I'm not talking about an animal, a bear. I don't even mean a moose, which would be just crazy in this area. I mean something that looks like it might not even be from this world. At first, it looked like a trick of light, a pale blur against the tall grass. But as his car rounded the bend and the headlights lit up the creature, he realized that he was looking at something that sent a wave of terror down his spine. Just stood there, massive and motionless. A towering white figure, standing somewhere between 7 and 9 feet tall. Its body broad, but something just kind of looked off. It was too wide. It was too smooth. The skin, he would later say, looked like it was seal skin. Just that soft. Well, I mean, like water resistant almost. So I kind of picture like a big rock, big smooth rock, almost.
Kind of like I just picture like a rock that's just wrapped in like a scuba suit.
Yeah, and the weird thing is he had a scuba mask on.
You lying?
Might have made that up.
Yeah, I know. I caught on to you,
He was slick, pale. Well, been saying he's headless, so where would he wear a scuba?
dude. I don't know.
That'd be a question. Where's the scuba
true,
mask
yeah.
being worn?
His butt.
He was slick, pale, and almost glowing under the light of the car. And where there should have been a head, there was nothing. No eyes, no face, just a smooth, featureless mass. I kind of picture like a giant rocker boulder, like I said earlier. He froze and stared at the creature. Then instinct took over.
It's just like in the road.
It's right alongside the road.
Oh,
So,
okay.
because this is a super windy road, so as he kind of went around this bend, his headlights really flashed on the side of the road, and he just stopped there, it stood in some tall grass right there.
Okay.
Cockerel. I have it written for a pause.
It's all right. I'll stop being a little kid over here.
No, it's okay. I have pauses after every time I say his name, so you're good.
You're just gonna hear a bunch of chuckles.
Jerked the wheel and swerved hard as his heart slammed against his chest. He hammered down, driving his car as fast as it would go to get away from this thing that his mind is even having trouble processing. This creature that his mind can't even process. Not long after reaching home, breathless and shaken, Cockerel made a decision that would haunt him. He was going back. He knew that he couldn't just sit at his house. This thing, whatever it was all he could think about. It was consuming him. But this time he didn't go alone.
I know what he brought with him, baby. He
What'd he
brought
bring?
his gun.
Yeah, his two friends. Actually,
Was
guys,
one of
though.
them named
No.
Gunner?
Well, I think it was Bob and Larry.
Okay.
And together they returned to that stretch of road. The night had grown heavier, the air thick, with the kind of stillness that makes your anxiety go through the roof. Their headlights cut through the darkness, shining on the exact spot where the figure had stood. But now the creature was gone. Cockerel,
I got it together now. You can
remember,
go.
I have it written in, so I have to pause.
Yeah.
I'm like Burgundy with the teleprompter, on Anchorman. Anything that's typed here, I got to read.
Shit. What? Remember a couple weeks ago at work, I told you about the one lady that came in. I can't remember what her name was, but I remember like my coworker's like, "Hey, this person's coming in. She's very sensitive about her name."
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it was. But it was
It was like tits or something, wasn't it?
it was nipples.
Nipples. That's what it was. I knew it had something to do with a breast.
Her last name I think might have just been Nipple.
Nipple. Just
Nipple.
one, which
Yeah.
is worse. I feel like it'd be better as a set.
Yeah. But I remember when she finally did come in, like 30 minutes later, because at this point I was like, "Oh, she's not coming."
That was when you had to play secretary, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't your normal gig.
No. So at this point, I'm like, I forgot about it already because like she wasn't in like
Yeah.
30 minutes before when she was supposed to come in.
Paging Dr. Nipple.
So she comes over and like says her name, and I like bit my tongue to just not laugh.
Yeah.
But it was funny because she said it so fast because I'm sure she's used to doing that because
Because of people like us that are
people
going to
like
snicker.
us. But yeah, it was funny. I mean, my coworker, she's like, "Yeah, don't laugh when she says her name because she's very sensitive about it." So
That's going to make you laugh, though.
it is.
As soon as somebody says that, now it's like
Yeah.
my brain's like, oh, this is funny.
But I know my coworker said she's like when this girl told her name, she's like, "Oh, thank you so much for not laughing." She's like, "Everybody just laughs when I say my name."
Sounds like a sweetheart.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
So Cockerel remembered exactly where it stood. He couldn't forget. But something had been there. The grass, tall, wild, and unusually untouched, was pressed flat in a wide, unnatural patch, as if something enormous had rested there, or that something enormous had risen up from that spot. Then came the sound from the woods all around them. A whistling noise drifting through the darkness. Faint at first, then clear. It wasn't quite mechanical, but it wasn't being made from an animal or human either. And it just seemed to hover just at the edge of hearing, close enough that they would notice, but distant enough that they couldn't locate where it was coming from. And as they moved, it moved, following them, step for step. Every crunch of gravel underfoot, every nervous glance over the shoulder, the sound lingered, circling, trailing, and watching. They could feel something there, and they knew that it was time to go, that whatever was there knew that they were looking for it. No one spoke much after that. In the days that followed, Cockerel tried to bury the experience, After all, he was a reporter, a man of facts. He was afraid if he started telling the story, people in the town wouldn't take him seriously. He feared what people would say. What was his editor going to think? In a small town, reputations were fragile things. But something was already stirring in Grafton. Whispers. Other sightings. Other people claiming that they had seen something. Something tall, pale, and impossible. Always spotted lingering near the river. And as he heard more people's claims, he knew it was time to write it out. He needed to tell the town about his sighting. Within days, Cockrell did what any reporter must do when the truth refuses to stay buried. He brought it into the light. And once it hit the headlines, the quiet town erupted. Everyone wanted to get a look at this thing. So what are your thoughts?
I have a couple thoughts. The first one is this guy's a reporter. So part of me wonders if it's something he made up just to get some clout.
It could be. My struggle with the clout would be that he didn't want to report on it. He finally said something to his editor. His editor pushed him to write an article about it. Okay.
And you said this was the like the main story. You said other people came out, but there's not.
Yeah, there's not really any stories of it. It'd be like this person saw this here, saw it there.
I don't know. The other thing I'm thinking is if it's just, I don't know, like a mutated animal, or I don't know. Sometimes you see like deer that has like a tire stuck on their head or something like that. Like, could it have been an animal that got stuck into something? I don't know.
The white is what throws me off with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wish there were better sightings or encounters, stories to go along with it.
Yeah.
You know? Because did a lot of these other stories come out after he came out with it?
It was almost like there was like a buzz in the town about it.
Yeah.
And only for like a 1 or 2 day stretch. And then more or less, this thing vanished after that.
Yeah.
There's some interesting theories about it, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Now I'm ready to hear some more there, crack dick.
Well, you're going to have to wait.
Oh. Son of a beer break. That's my new thing. All right, folks, we're back from that beer break.
We should call it what it actually is. It's a Corey snot rag break.
Yeah.
Pulled that thing back out and shoved it right in his pocket.
But I told you I was going to wash these pants later.
That's what you said last time. These are the same pants.
Dude,
if you're thinking this long, there's a chance, and I know they weren't washed.
So I have like 6 pairs of these pants. So that's why I was thinking.
That's what I'd say, too.
But it's honestly probably like 50-50 if it is the same pants. Because just so you know, folks, this isn't a week from the last episode when we're recording. I'm breaking the fourth wall here.
Man,
it's been a couple days, so it could be the same pair.
It's only been 2 days, yeah.
It could be the same pair of pants. I wear pants a couple days in a row.
Oh, yeah, I like to keep the night on them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Unless I accidentally shart.
You know when I have to change my pants? Like that time you spilled a beer on my pants.
Ooh, that was
like the only bad accident we've ever had here. Knock on wood.
Oh, can I tell you a funny story about kind of a shart?
Yeah,
it's kind of a shart.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I don't know if the people want to know. It's kind of gross.
Tell me later.
All right.
Corey sharded. The fluffer sharded. I repeat, the fluffer sharded.
I forgot if I say this, it's out there.
Yeah, you probably should just wait.
I'll wait.
All right. So at this time in the town that lacks a lot of anything to do, the teenagers were taking to the area where the beast was. They're ready to fight. They're ready to catch. They're ready to see the monster. And I have 2 newspaper articles that were written by Cockrell in the days after the original sighting. So I'm just going to read just straight from the newspaper articles. You ready?
Is this for what Cockrell, like what he wrote?
Yeah, this is his articles that he wrote in the paper. Right. So this isn't the original article. This is like a follow-up article to his original ones with his story.
All right, let's hear it.
So it's titled Teenage Monster Hunting Party's Latest Activity on Grafton Scene. Want to go monster hunting? If so, just join the roving bands of teenagers who are apparently convinced that a monster exists and is roving in the section of Riverside Drive near the city stone quarry. Wednesday night, several bands of teenagers armed with flashlights, mallets, crowbars,
Mallets?
yeah, and the like were reported searching the area of Riverside Drive. The description of the alleged Grafton Monster sounds suspiciously like that of the recent reports of a monster in Michigan, except that the Graftons seem to be a bit bigger in every aspect. Take that, Michigan people. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Mm-hmm. We're not sorry, John's dad.
Yeah, you're damn right we're not. Sorry, John's dad, but not for the other ones. No teenager said that the youths on Wednesday night were searching for a creature 9 feet tall and about 4 foot wide. He said it is agreed that the creature is white with no discernible head and emits a weird whistling sound. So, as far as certain law enforcement authorities have taken no official notice on the reports of the Riverside Drive monster. I'm stumbling through this because I'm actually like reading the newspaper article, so the way it's scanned is hard to make out. Several teenagers, none of them identified by name, have reportedly seen the monster and given fairly telling reports of this appearance. The tale is even embellished with the theory that the creature was first sighted in the Morgantown area and then arrived in the Riverside area via the, and I apologize in advance for me trying to name this river.
Is it a hard one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's an easy one. That's why
Well, I just had to make sure with
Bob's
you.
River. No. Monongahela and Tigert River.
Yeah, you got it.
Close enough.
That's right.
One youth suggested, and this is what I kind of thought you were going to suggest. One youth suggested that it might have been an escaped polar bear,
Oh, that was my... I didn't get there yet.
but offered no suggestion as to where such an animal could have escaped. That's my favorite, that it's like, he said it could be a polar bear, but I checked into it, and I don't think there's any polar bears this far south this time of year in the middle of summer. It doesn't make much sense.
Where's the closest zoo?
Morgantown.
They have polar bears?
No.
Yeah.
Squids.
Didn't think so.
Big squid zoo.
This guy didn't have any tentacles, so
No,
doesn't check out.
not yet. So that's the first article. So I have a bunch of articles to read here.
Oh,
'cause I
yeah.
just
The
thought it was
article
most
away,
fun.
boy.
Yeah. So it's your choice. Do you want to get into the second article written about the Grafton Monster, or do you want to hear about the Michigan encounter first?
Let's go to the next Grafton.
The Grafton one? Okay.
Yeah.
So this one's titled Monster, Result of Spring Fever, Wild Imagination. Grafton's alleged monster, reportedly the personification of the active imagination of a number of teenagers, couldn't have shown up in the Riverside area if it wanted to on Thursday night. Too many teenagers and adults were roaming that section of the city. At approximately 10 p.m., it was reported the cars were almost bumper to bumper along the river drive, and a large number of cars were pulled off the road to permit joining in the area's most popular sport in recent years, monster hunting. So now we know, like, in other creatures, we know where they're coming from. They're just coming from Grafton. These kids had such a good time when a monster hit in the 70s, like when Momo hit, Momo Mania, and they brought the monster hunters in. They're probably here. It's like, remember we did that as a kid?
Yeah.
Shit, let's go do that again. Come on, let's go get us a
Yeah.
Momo.
This was these guys' career.
Yeah.
And gals.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be.
This was their career, dude.
Some 20 reports from persons alleged seeing the monster have been quoted since Thursday night, when the, quote, all-white creature without a discernible head first was reported seen near the City Rock Quarry. Wednesday night, about 30 teenagers engaged in a monster hunt, but on Thursday night, the number of teenagers had doubled and a number of adults joined in the search. A combination of spring fever, lack of area recreation facilities, and a recent public and recent publicly giving a Michigan town which claimed to have a monster which followed people were believed to have laid the basis for the wildly imaginative story about the Grafton Monster. A routine check by the Sentinel showed that the monster story may have resulted from the fact that an individual pushing a handcart, this is key, are you ready?
Handcart.
Listen, so this is, I want to get your thoughts on this part here.
All right, let me
Put your thinking cap on.
Whoop.
So the supposed monster may have resulted from the fact that an individual pushing a handcart loaded high with boxes along Riverside Drive on Thursday night. This is at 11 p.m. at night. In the half lit of late evening, which I like how they say like late evening. It was 11 o'clock at night. That's night.
That's
not
past
evening.
evening.
Yeah, it is.
Late evening's like what? 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Summertime, I'll maybe give you like 9:30s. The latest evening's getting. You know what I mean?
I consider that like early nighttime.
Well, yes. I think.
But regardless,
I could see early evening and late night or early.
Just go ahead.
Yep. In the half lit and late evening, this person and the loaded handcart apparently took on a weird shape for a person just reading the story of the Michigan Monster. It's fairly certain that monsters don't go around pushing handcarts loaded with boxes. So that's basically what they're saying. I guess there was a guy in the town that was like, our town's got Doug who rides his bike all over. This town had this guy, and this guy was known for collecting trash and boxes and stuff like that to take to recycling or do with whatever with it. I don't know. So their suggestion was that he had a handcart stacked 9 foot tall with boxes that he was either pulling behind a bike or pushing or I don't know. The way I understand it, he rode his bike a lot, so I think maybe pulling it on instead of it being like a handcart, it would have been a little trailer or something for it.
Yeah.
You ever see people hook a handcart on the back of a bicycle?
I'm trying to think. No, I don't know what you mean.
Okay, well either way, it's just like a little trailer back there.
Yeah.
You thought way too hard.
I did.
It wasn't like this. It wasn't like a thing. It didn't really have anything to do with the story, but yeah.
I don't know if I believe that though, because you said he was like off the road.
The creature
when it was seen.
So,
If I'm dragging a fucking handcart or a wagon or whatever with 9 foot tall boxes, I'm going down like the road.
I mean, I would think so. Maybe he got off because there was a car coming. There wasn't many cars this late at night. I don't know, but
that is funny though. Like if it was just this guy,
it is funny.
And this guy's like with his lights just
just shining on the guy. It's like. And the guy's like, go around.
Yeah, he's waving and stuff.
Go around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is funny to look at it like that, but I don't know. It made no sense to me at all. It really didn't make much sense.
I know you'll talk about theories in a little bit, but I was thinking too, how I said about some type of animal or whatever, and you said about the white. I know we talked about it before in other episodes, like albino, some type of albino.
It could be an albino.
Like, I don't know.
I just don't know what would be that size there. That's
Yeah.
kind of the issue.
And all these sightings were at night, right?
Yeah, the supposed sightings were at night.
Yeah. Which that just makes me go back to thinking, like, at nighttime, your perception of things look different than the daytime. So, I don't know.
So, we're going to get into the 9 foot tall Michigan Monster here. So this is in Sister Lakes, Michigan. The monster of Sister Lakes caused a mammoth traffic jam Wednesday night in southwest Michigan. Area residents have been on edge in recent days since reports began circulating that the quote-unquote monster is back in the area. The county sheriff's deputies said the presence of the mysterious creature has been reported off and on for about 2 years. Mrs. John Utrip, I don't know why she used her husband's name. But just be Mrs. Utrip. Of a nearby Dewey Lakes, Michigan, told sheriff's deputies that the beast chased her into her home Tuesday night, and she said she was saved when her dogs barked and drove the monster away. She said that the creature was about 9 foot tall, weighing 500 pounds. Other descriptions said it was covered with black hair up its neck and had eyes glowing like the animal in the light. There's more that goes on here, but I mean, you kind of get the Jeff. It's just this was To me, this sounds more like some Bigfoot sightings with the hairy creature, glowing eyes, stuff like that, than it does the description of what we're getting with the Grafton. The Grafton Monster is a very specific description. The smooth skin. I can't think of anything. Yeah, it's just, that's different.
So when you went over this sighting, I just kept thinking about the person on the bike with the 9-foot boxes.
Dude, you can't get that. That's ridiculous,
and
isn't it?
I just pictured them causing a traffic jam, accidents, and then just, I don't know.
Just because they're recycling boxes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're just...
Yeah. Or he's like a pyromaniac and he loves fire, so he's collecting boxes to go make a big giant fire. That's it.
I just can't get that out of my head now.
It is insane. So you kind of see how this town is. It's almost excited to have something like this happen. This is what seems like the definition of a boring small town is. Not a lot going, teenagers bored, bam, let's try and catch a monster. So we have to understand, though, that this monster is popular as hell, even in today's narrative.
So I was going to ask you if they have like parades or
Oh,
festivals.
they have a festival, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Grafton Monster Festival.
Does David
is
go there?
huge.
Party?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if he does.
He's just a beloved headless giant rock. Which, what's not to love? I'm just a big giant rock with a head. Basically just me with no head. If I was a turtle.
Yeah, I would like that better.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, I'd get bored.
You'd get real bored.
Yeah.
But you'd throw stuff at me all the time. It pissed me off
I
'cause I
would.
couldn't see it coming.
And I didn't know if you were pissed either because you just wouldn't be able to respond.
Oh, you'd know when I smack you. So at this time, there was a UFOologist by the name of Gary Baker. He basically had his hand in everything that happened as far as West Virginia monster UFO related went. Mothman, he was there. Flatwoods, he was there. Veggie Man, yep, you guessed it, he was there. So of course he was ready to go after this monster. This creature of the night. He got in contact with Cockrell, and they were sending letters back and forth. This guy reminds me of a lot of what we talked about in our zombie episode. He's a theory guy. He gives a lot of theories and ideas, but there's absolutely no basis to back any of them up. His theory was basically saying that aliens found our planet and sent down an experiment to see if our planet would be okay for them to be on. And I'm not disagreeing that this could have been what happened, and maybe it is what happened, and maybe in other cases this is what happened. My issue is the monster doesn't fit that bill. There was one random UFO sighting like 3 or 4 days before the monster sighting, but in the 60s, everybody was seeing lights in the sky.
They were everywhere.
Yeah. My guess was there were some rumblings about the UFO. Yeah, I already said that. And also, this dude did not have like the best reputation. I was listening to somebody talk about him the other day, and basically they said Gary Baker goes into an area. So he was there in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the same time that Keel was there. And where Keel would take this story, interview people, like kind of do like all the footwork. You could say the boring work with it.
Like he was being very thorough with it.
He was being an investigator.
Yeah.
Gary Baker would do a little bit of that and then seem to get really bored and would just start to embellish ideas a lot and just really like, oh, did you see? Yeah. And just really almost push his thoughts on people, get to hear what he wanted to do. That's kind of what it seemed. I think he always had good intentions, but he just really wanted to find something. He was dying to find something. So in that way, he kind of doesn't have the best reputation in the UFO community. Also, the show Mountain Monsters came into this town, and they made claims that they found what the creature eats and said that it's a meat eater, that it's a hunter. And I hate this stance, and this gets into the beer part with it. There's no evidence. All these people walk the woods at night. All these people did this monster hunting for days and days and days. They never found animal carcasses or anything up there where this thing was just eating. It really bothered me because there was no facts.
So how do they determine this?
Because they found a dead deer in the woods.
I see one of them every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. This was just pure, and I get it. Mountain Monsters is made for TV. I understand, and I'm not dogging anybody because I'm sure these guys that were on the show, maybe they did genuinely think that's what happened. When I put all these pieces together, there's absolutely no signs to me that this is what went down, that this creature was some carnivore, nasty, aggressive monster.
Yeah.
I know in the Michigan story it said that it seemed like an aggressive monster, but like this thing just froze into place, hoping it wouldn't be seen when the headlights hit it. You know what I mean? It didn't even run away. It just like froze.
Yeah, the only way I guess could buy into that was if, I don't know, this deer had something that was completely unique as far as how it died or something about it.
Yeah.
But even if like if a deer's sitting there for days, shit's going to be eating it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, what made this deer different than just a normal dead deer?
If you and I go walk the woods long enough, we'll find a dead animal in the woods.
Yeah.
It's just nature
Yeah.
playing its course, you know?
Yeah. So I guess that's the only thing I kind of lean towards, you know, if
Yeah.
there was something unique about this specific deer, I don't even, like, what would that be? You know, its head was ripped off and shoved up his ass or something? I don't know.
The head's ripped off and missing because the Grafton Monster's jealous.
Wearing it.
He's
like
jealous.
He's like Leatherface.
Why'd this guy get? You know what I picture the Grafton Monster as? You know the monster on Monsters Inc. that has to like put all the eyeballs in him? That's what I picture him as. 'Cause that guy doesn't really have a head, you know? His eyeballs just kind of go in his chest.
Yeah.
So that's where I picture like the Grafton Monster. His eyes are like right here, and maybe he has a bunch of them. I don't know.
I know this is like really stupid, but I just picture
Goosebumps?
No.
Okay.
I just keep picturing a piece of like graph paper.
Graph paper, just because he's the Grafton Monster.
Yeah, I know it's really stupid.
Well, that's what they named the graph paper after.
Yeah.
Because they said it looked very similar, very square-like.
I just picture like this square white, because you said it was white with like lines and just legs and just running around.
It's my nightmare. Having to go work on graph paper again. Oh.
Yeah. That's what I think. Or that's what I'm picturing, not what I think. I don't think it's a big piece of graph paper.
So I think I said the Mount Monster episode really bothered me, and I think it bothered me because I feel like it led to this last article. So this is the last article I'm going to read, and then we're going to get into the theory section and everything. And this is a bit of a longer article and everything, and this is called Requiem for a Monster. And this was written into, I can't remember what the newspaper was, the Mountain Statesman newspaper. And this was a letter written in as a letter to the editor.
This was like around the same time?
No, this was like 2012, I think.
Okay.
Like a long time afterwards. The Grafton Monster would have turned 50 years old in June of this year. It was a good old monster. Its description was vague enough not to be too scary, but interesting enough to give folks something to chase on a warm summer's evening. It came into being on a dark night on June 1964 as an unexplained shape by the side of the road. It was fleshed out by the rumor mill, dressed up and sent on its way with each new telling of the tale. The Grafton that gave birth to the monster was a much different place than the Grafton of today. It was a close-knit community where most people knew each other because they all worked, lived, went to school, and played in the same town. It was a great place to grow up and a great place to live. Tell a story at Bigsby's or Tasty Freeze, and you would hear it back in about an hour at Malone's drugstore or the Dairy Queen. It might even still bear some semblance to the facts contained in the first story. The 17-year-old part-time reporter at the Grafton Sentinel told his friends that he thought he saw in the dark on the Riverside Drive, and by the time he heard the story repeated back to him by another friend, it had become a full-blown monster. The hunt was on. In the light of day, the monster was most likely a fixture of Grafton roadways and a local character by the name of Tommy Peters, who would be seen riding his bicycle all over town at all hours of the night. He also had it loaded down with his finds for the day. On the night of the monster sighting, he was pedaling down Riverside Drive in the dark without a light loaded down with boxes piled high on the back of his bicycle. Approaching him from behind on the highway, sped. All you saw was a large dark shape moving between the road and the river. Now for the article in the Grafton Sentinel. The young reporter told his editor what he initially thought he saw and how the sighting had taken on a life of its own. The editor, Tom Roussel, a great guy and a journalist with a lifetime of experience in newspaper and had an eye for news, saw the story for what it was. Not a sensationalized story about a make-believe monster, but a real news story about what local people were doing as a result of the story of a monster making its rounds. And that was the story he had the reporter research and write, and the story he published. Several days later, a follow-up story was published pointing out the danger of all the people coming on Riverside Drive and the chance of getting someone hurt, along with the report that the monster was likely just the shape of someone pushing a cart of boxes down the road at night. A monster will not die. Every so many years, someone digs the story back up, adds non-existent details, and sends it back out the door. In 2012, a paperback book published entitled Monsters of West Virginia by Rosemary Ellen Gully. The first chapter, after the introduction of the title, is, you guessed it, The Grafton Monster. The quotes attributed to the young reporter were never made. A majority of what the book said happened after the sightings is pure fiction, and the so-called follow-up investigation by the reporter never happened. But why mess up a good monster story with the facts? The TV show on the Grafton Monster was even worse, and it gives the West Virginians a public relations black eye to boot. So he's referring to the mountain monsters there. The fact is, there is no Grafton Monster, and there never was a Grafton Monster. How do I know that for a fact? Because I was that young reporter 50 years ago.
Damn.
Robert R. Cockrell.
So he wrote another one in, was this 2012?
He wrote it to the editor, so he wrote a letter to the editor in this newspaper.
That's pretty cool,
to
actually.
basically, like, redact his claim. Now,
how old was this son of a bitch then, though? He had been pretty fucking old, huh?
it was 50 years after the fact. It was 67.
Oh, not that old.
Yeah, he's not super, not crazy old.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I read that and I just kind of think like, well, he redacted it, so really that should be the end of it. But the way he wrote it makes me think that he did see what he sees, or he did see what he saw up there. He just doesn't want the story to be basically drugged through the mud anymore.
Like to continue, yeah.
Or just in the way it is continuing, in the direction that it's continuing. You know, he kind of pointed out that this book quoted him, did this, did X, Y, and Z, and he said none of this ever happened, you know? And then you have mountain monsters that said, well, it killed this, it killed that. That never happened, you know?
Yeah.
And I think when you're tied to a cryptid like this through a sighting, you do become attached to it in a way. And so
it's like your story.
It's your story,
Yeah.
and you want to protect it.
Yeah.
You don't want it to just be made a mockery, you know. And I don't think it's definitely not a claim like, well, I didn't get my money, so I don't want you writing about it. It really seems like a genuine. In my mind, I just look at it like he doesn't want it drugged through the mud anymore. Everything people were saying just wasn't true, and it was easier for him to come out and say it never happened than have it ruined forever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, going into theories, do you have any theories on what this thing is?
Well,
Besides the box man.
I know that's.
I mean, you ain't getting away from that one.
Well, now I kind of feel bad about my one theory based off of what you just said about him.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, I kind of feel bad now, but all right, here we go.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean what you say is untrue, though, or your theory, you know.
Okay. Well, his last name was Cockrell.
Okay. All right, next theory.
No. But I feel bad now that I'm saying this, but he was never used to a monster or even an average one. So he was trying to compensate, and he tried to create something that was big or bigger, and he created the monster to compensate for his cockerel.
All right, so I'm going to get on to my first theory.
Told you I didn't want to say it.
My first theory. So there are a couple of theories. One is a Bigfoot theory, that this was like a misidentified Bigfoot. Not really. I don't know. It seemed like the Michigan one could be a misidentified Bigfoot, but I'm not thinking that this one was a misidentified Bigfoot. Doesn't seem that way, at least to me.
No, I don't think so.
One of the big theories is that this was a government experiment that escaped.
From where?
Well, you're not super far from like D.C.
Yeah,
You're all the way on the east side of West Virginia, so you're bordering the Virginia.
I know that theory grinds your gears too.
Yeah,
It's
like a scapegoat. It's like, well, it could have just been a government experiment, but also it could be a government conspiracy too, to boot. But I don't know. It's too easy, and people try to use it for everything.
I know.
Everything.
Like, I'm sure some cryptids out there, yes, okay, but not everyone.
No. I think, could it just be some sort of like stone man? You know what I mean? Like some sort of living stone that just moves place to place. Usually moves at night and moves down the river gradually or wherever it wants to go. I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I'm sure you have a theory on there about, and this is another one it's just a scapegoat. It's so cliche, like kids playing a prank. They're living in a boring area. They're trying to do something to stir the pot, to get a little excitement in this area. They, I don't know, create some big monster-looking thing to spook whoever's driving down the road next. But I was trying to think, too, about what you said about the bike and the person with the boxes. I feel like that would be... It would be hard to not realize what that is. You know what I mean? Like, if you're driving, your headlights hit this person on a bike, even if they're stopped on the road. I mean, I don't know how far away he was when he stopped, but I feel like if seeing a stack of boxes on something, like, I find that really hard to believe.
I could see you first seeing it and just being like, "Holy shit, what is that?"
But he stayed there for a while. It seemed
that way. That he stared at it for a little bit, and his mind. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one for me.
Yeah.
One of the last theories I have was a golem, which is in Jewish folklore. I think we talked about it in the dolls episode forever ago. That was like episode 5 and 6.
Yeah,
something like that. But a golem is basically this creature that's created out of clay and sand, molded into this thing. It's in Jewish folklore, and it's known as like a Jewish protective spirit, more or less. So when they were at war at different times, they would make a golem to go destroy their enemies. The problem with the golem is it has to be destroyed, or else it just ends up being just totally destructive. You basically have to have it on a leash. Once it does what it does, it needs to be destroyed, sent back to the earth, or it just will stop listening to you and become its own thing. But there's really this is more so in size or shape, I guess.
And even if you're going off of that one, there was no other destruction done.
Not that we know of, yeah.
Yeah.
Except it was fighting a government experiment, though.
Yeah. Or experience. I like when you used to say that.
Government experience, yeah. Well, it is a good experience.
Yeah, or bad.
It's always good if it's the government involved.
Yeah.
It's got to be good.
Wink.
So what theory are you riding with? And if you think he's just full of it, you can just think he's full of it too. There's no...
I mean, I haven't said this one yet, but I'm kind of thinking this guy was coming home from work, right? When he first saw it.
Yeah.
I think he said he was coming home from work.
Yeah.
Nighttime, coming home from work, tired, had a long
Tired,
day.
yeah.
I think it's very easy to
Be a golem.
be a golem or think you saw something that really wasn't there, or
Yeah, it could
or
be.
or mistaked. Mistaken.
Is it mistooked?
Mistooked. Like a tree, a bush, a rock, I don't know, something out there for being something that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't
Very well
know.
Could be.
And then, okay, he came back later with his friends and stuff. He might have knew the general area, but okay, he came back. Now he's looking at something else with his lights. Okay, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it, though. The kid's out there monster hunting. Leave this dude alone. He's not what you want. Leave him alone. He's a good guy. Good guy. Good boy. I was
Good
going to say
boy.
good boy,
Good
but
boy.
then I changed it to a
I like that
guy,
better.
and so I said goy.
Good
It's a
goy.
good goy. Hey,
Yeah.
it's a goy.
The goy.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's a good goy.
Good boy.
So my final thoughts on it. So when you peel back everything, the Grafton Monster isn't just about what was seen. It's about what happened. It started with Robert Cockrell alone on a dark road outside Grafton, witnessing something he couldn't explain. Simple, quiet, and uncertain. But the town turned it into something bigger. Teenagers rushed the woods, stories spread, and over time the details changed, growing more dramatic, more defined, less like the original sighting and more like something out of legend. And maybe that's the real story. Not just a creature by the Tiger Valley River, but how quickly the unknown became something else entirely. Because sometimes the mystery isn't what we see. It's what we turn it into. So that is the Grafton Monster. So you
There
know
it
what
is.
that means.
Folklore score.
Folklore score. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
But first, I gotta pee.
Oh.
All right, we're back from the folklore score.
If you don't know what our folklore score is, we have 5 categories that we judge on a scale of 1 to 10. Spookiness, historical cultural significance, believability, uniqueness, and threat level. We add our scores together, and we fart them together. We smush them together to make our folklore score. And right now, a 67 is what's to beat. And I can tell you for a fact that this thing's not getting it because Corey gave it a 14.
You're close. You were close there,
Real
son.
close.
You gave it a 13. I gave it a 13.
I gave it a 19 at least.
Okay.
I put a little respect on its name.
Well, you did it, so you
Little-
gotta give it a little more.
A little respect on its name.
Yeah, so that's a 32.
30. Now I'm going to say it, and you're going to get mad. Is this our first 30?
I'm not mad.
Is this our first Thursday?
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm just gonna agree with you.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's our first 30
It's
anymore.
not. We've had 30, you
damn
son
it.
of a bitch.
So this is barely believable. This urban legend struggles to maintain credibility and presents minimal threat level, failing to evoke significant fear or urgency in listeners. I can agree with that. So let's go down through our folklore scores quick. For spookiness, I gave it a 2.
I gave her a 2.
Historical cultural significance, I gave it a 3.
1.
I just did it because, man, these kids had a fun summer. They deserve a 3.
Just wanted to give him something, yeah. Yeah.
Believability, I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 2.
Uniqueness, I gave it a 10.
I gave it a 7.
7? What's more
And I
unique
thought that
than
was
this?
stretching it.
What's more unique than this?
The Headless Horseman.
That doesn't have
That's-
seal skin
Yeah, but
and a big rock.
doesn't have a
9
head.
foot tall.
That's 3 points.
3 points.
Yeah, for not having a head.
3 points. Threat level, I gave it a 1
A 1.
because he's awesome. Like I feel like this folklore score board. We need to make a true like huggability scale.
Ooh.
The huggability scale, because I want to give this son of a bitch a big old hug.
We should, all right. We should have a Friends of the Cast score. And
We
could
should,
Have,
and
we could
do
have
something with that.
huggability on there.
Yeah. Because I feel like going into the score, we'll know if we should be scoring towards Friends of the Cast or Folklore score.
Yeah.
Like this one, there was really, I mean, we were excited to do the Folklore score, but he ain't making the board.
I'll add him to Friends of the Cast, though.
Oh my God!
Hell yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Hell no.
You freaking kidding me?
You better. You got the friends of the cast at your house.
I do.
You better go home. You don't got work tomorrow. Add him to the friends of the cast.
He's on it.
All right.
I'll draw a picture tonight.
That's right. Okay, good.
So if you had to add, like I have 2 that I want to add to the friends of the cast. I think we have 2 that are already on it. So if we had our 4 for friends of the cast, I would think it would be Champ, of course, Van Meter Visitor, who's like our for sure.
Oh, that's interesting.
I forgot they were on it.
Dude,
Yeah, you're right. So we have 5. Yeah, I forgot. Not even a topic, but yeah, they are for sure on it. And I want to propose. See what you think about it. You can sleep on this. I want the
added Enfield Monster. I like
Yes.
it. Yeah, added.
Dude, he's so
I like him.
He's got 3 legs.
Dude.
Yeah. And this guy, Grafton Monster.
Yeah. Big piece of graph paper.
And
we're
going to change his name to the Grafton
paper.
The graph paper strangler. Makes him sound more intimidating. We like him a little bit more. So if you like this episode, which I don't know if you did or not. There's no telling with us.
You did or not.
I really don't know if you did or not. But make sure to go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, because we're whether you like us or not, we're pumping out a new episode every Tuesday.
We are committed.
We've done it since 2024. 2024. New episode every week. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. That's all
You have
I
anything
got.
to add?
I don't think so.
All right.
That was fun.
I'm the Crack Diddy Mike, and I'm out of here
Did he?
today.
Wow.
Just today.
I was trying that for a while.
Yeah. I did it because you quit.
Son of a bitch.
That's the butt crack snot rag Corey, and he's out of here. Or as I call him, Mr. Hanky.
What do you call me? Coke bottle?
The Coke bottles. Yeah.
But we're getting rid of that. Pepsi.
Pepsi bottles.
Pepsi
Yep.
bottle.
Yep.
Yeah. We're the
He's the fluffer. Get out of here. Go follow us.
Mike's stupid.
Watch us on YouTube if you want to see our face. And I'm not even going to say you're stupid today.
Yeah, because you're stupid.
Yeah, you ruined it. You already ruined our whole thing. Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid,
Mike's
Corey
dumb,
stupid, Corey
dumb,
stupid,
dumb,
Corey
dumb, dumb,
stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey
I'm
stupid,
gonna hit the
Corey
button. That's
stupid,
bullshit.
Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid, Corey stupid. Dude, it went.
When join the quest with cracking cans, you'll find the best.